Hello, 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 absolutely beautiful women of the Wow Now Revolution. And welcome, welcome, welcome to day number 1 of the Effortlessly Stylish Woman Challenge. I am so excited to be here today with, for me, what it is a whole week of us creating a Wow Now Revolution to the way we feel, to the way we act, to the way we present ourselves to the world. So before I get started, I just really wanted to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. My name is Alba Gomez and I am a style and personal brand coach. I have been working with my business for the last 7 years, but I haven't always been doing this. I am in fact a production engineer, and for over 14 years I worked in the corporate world. And the reason why I started this business doing something so completely different to what I used to do in my past is because there were a combination of factors. And growing up, I was this woman who had such a big lack of self-love, self-belief, and I could not appreciate the woman I was, either inside or out. And that insecurity led me to really learn so much about how to make the most out of my external image. And I started that journey when I was really, really young. However, once I had what I call mastered, is learned really very, very well how to make the most out of my external image, I realized there was a huge disconnect with who I actually was inside and my self-confidence. So I realized I really needed to dig deeper. And I understood that before I loved the woman I was inside and outside fully, it doesn't really matter what I was wearing on the outside. That was not going to make a difference. So that is my philosophy. And with my business, as much as my journey and my love for helping all women to look amazing on the outside, for me it's much more important to really take you in a transformation that starts on the inside. And as a woman, and as a woman who has worked with so many women in the last 7 years, I have got to understand that your beauty, your image, your style, and how you see yourself and how you present yourself on the outside just starts on the inside by us looking in the mirror and loving that woman we see there. So my approach is all about starting on the inside, and then when we have really reconnected to who we are fully, we have embraced our best version, then we look at how we then create an amazing style on the outside. So I'm very happy to have you here all, and I welcome you, and I'm so excited to be sharing the next 5 days with you. I also want to share with you that I'm going to be coming face on this Wow Now Revolution group every day at the same time, which is 9 a.m. Western Australian time, midday in Sydney, 2 p.m. in New Zealand, and that will be 8 p.m. in Eastern Standard Time in America. So Saturday, I'm going to be doing a webinar. So on Saturday, the webinar is going to be all about touching on all the aspects we have been talking about during the week, and I'm going to be also adding on more information. I also want to remind you that to make the most out of this challenge, I recommend you print your workbook. If you haven't done so, make sure you check your email, and if you have subscribed from the challenge, you will find there the link to print the workbook, because the workbook is really going to help you dig deeper into some questions that I'm going to be asking you every day, and it's going to also help you bring together all those elements so you can have them all in one place. This is how it looks like. It's 8 pages, and you can actually you can print it or you can fill it online, whatever works best for you. So with that, let's get started with the topic for day number 1, and is how can you explain your uniqueness through your style, and what is all that about? So as I said before, for me, it's all about the feeling behind the look. So I know I've seen it for myself, and I've seen it with so many of the clients that I have worked with. And in the past, I used to work just with the image side of things. And I just realized that I can put on any woman the most beautiful makeup, the more beautiful hairstyle, and the more beautiful dress. But if she's not happy with who she is today, she's not going to be able to take that feeling forward for her day. So she might feel provisionally, in the lack of another better word, beautiful, but then the next day she's just gonna go back exactly to who she is, or to where she is at. So there is a very important thing to remember, and I have said it if you've seen the landing page where you opt in for this challenge, or if you have been following my videos. feeling beautiful and looking amazing has nothing to do with how wide your teeth are, how long your hair is, how bronze your skin is, what is your weight, or what is your height. I can tell you from the experience of working with so many women and hundreds of women along the years, that it doesn't really matter how tall, how skinny, how beautiful, how big, which background. No woman is able to look in the mirror, and I have not come across the first one yet, to really look at the mirror with compassion and love and say, oh, I love this. All I get is like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, my hair is not so good today. Oh, my wrinkles are getting so horrible. Oh, my eyes this, or oh, my extra weight. So it's very painful for me to see that, and I'm gonna bring this to attention now because I've got it before. It's like I get people saying, sorry, I got a message here saying, oh, it's so easy for you to say because you look really good and you're skinny and this and that. And as I said before, our external image has nothing to do with the fact of how confident and beautiful we feel, because you can be anything on the outside, but if we are unable to see who we truly are, then it doesn't make any difference. So it doesn't matter how beautiful we look on the outside. I can tell you, like, for so many years, even though I look a little bit more messy on the outside before, I can tell you that even when I had played a lot enough with my external image, my internal feeling about how I saw myself was exactly the same. I was unable to see any beauty. I was unable to see any good on me. And that's what I get so passionate about what I do, because I know all it starts on the inside. And I absolutely 100% believe that every single woman can look attractive, stylish, beautiful, if that is what she wants. If she is ready to absolutely embracing who she is, embracing her uniqueness, and sharing that through her style. So with that, I want to ask you, and I want you to really reflect on this. Are you liking what you see in the mirror? Are you able to look in the mirror at yourself, your body, and your face, your hair, everything that makes you you, and appreciate it? Are you able to lovingly smile at your reflection? And are you able to say, I love you, whatever your name is? And if you do, oh my God, I am so excited for you. I'm really excited for you, because I know how that has transformed my life and the lives of so many of my clients. But if you don't, then my invitation and my commitment that I would like from all of you who are joining me for this challenge is that this week you're gonna be so gentle, so loving, and so appreciative of all the beautiful things that make you you, externally and internally. I disliked so much who I was on the outside and on the inside, but the moment I decided to love the woman I was inside, even with my weaknesses, because we are all full of weaknesses, with the mistakes we've made, and even to appreciate my eyes, which is funny. I shared this the other day. Like, I disliked my eyes so much growing up because people would just tease me because of the shape. They're a little bit, you know, almond shape, and they go down, and I hated my eyes. And one of the reasons why I learned to makeup at an early age was because I was obsessed with making them look good, which is funny. So I decided one day to change that perception. And I said, I love my eyes. And I can tell you today, one of the parts that I love the most about my face and my whole body is my eyes. So it's kind of interesting how everything is about how we decide things to be. So I want you to also, being day number one, to make some clarify some things. What we're going to be talking about here is nothing related to fashion. Nothing and zero. Fashion is something that happens on the outside, and if what is on fashion happens to work for you, unique body shape, coloring, personality, awesome. But we don't follow fashion. I don't follow fashion, and I do enjoy fashion, but as I said, if it is in line with the things that work for me and my uniqueness. This is not about traditional styling. As I said, for me, it's all about starting on the inside. Who is Alba in my case? Who is this woman with all of it that makes her be her? And how do I reconnect that woman with who she is inside? And then once she is empowered, confident, and happy with who she is, how do we create an external image? So styling is an element of what we're going to be talking about today. Is not just all of it. And then lastly, this is not about creating a new person. If there's something I truly believe and I'm passionate about, it's about really honoring your uniqueness and what makes you different. And I am a very different woman in so many ways, especially when I came to Australia. I looked different, I sounded different. You know, I'm Colombian and I moved to Australia 12 years ago, and I dislike that. But as women, I know we sometimes struggle standing out and being visible, but then when you realize that you are perfect the way you are with your imperfections, because obviously we are all full of them, which is completely fine, it's part of the story, and we accept and embrace that and share it, like your life can be transformed. And in my personal case, I go to a place in which I said, well, I'm different in this country, let's make the most out of it. Part of you having an awesome style and personal brand that is going to help you succeed in life is you embracing your uniqueness and standing out. There is nothing better than meeting someone and leaving that conversation thinking, oh, that person was cool. And I can tell you that is very little related to what that person said. Is much more about what level of contentment that person had with who she was and how fully she was able to share who she was with the world. So the reason why I absolutely love working on your style and personal brand is because it really helps you to use who you are to get what you want. And one thing I need to clarify here, I am zero about manipulation. I am all about influencing people in such an authentic way, because you're fully authentic to who you are, that people goes like, oh, that is cool, this person is different, and she embraces that. So this is not about manipulating anyone. It's just you just fully being embrace who you are fully in such an authentic way, and so open to share who you fully are with the world and what you want to address, and obviously learning a lot of tools that are going to just help you get to having enough knowledge to make the most out of who you are, but then sharing fully that who you are. So I love that, because I understand that when and why do I talk and how do getting to know who you are relates to style and personal branding, everything. And the reason they relate is because for me, personal branding and your style is so much more than just a pair of shoes and a top and how you do your body. Like, we come across and we communicate to people in so many different levels. Yes, visual is strong, and yes, either we like it or not, people will judge us based on our looks. Yes, I accept that. I believe that is part of the science I have been studying for so many years. However, there is such a big component to your presence, that is your energy. And that energy comes from your confidence, from how you see yourself, from how you talk, from how passionate and confident are you about the message you're sharing. So the reason why I absolutely love this, and I said this is using who you are to get what you want, is because this process has led you to get to know yourself better. So you understand your weaknesses, you understand your strengths, and you also have understood how to make the most out of who you are. It creates visibility, and one of the reasons why we want to be visible is because when we are visible to ourselves, to our desires, and to the people around us, we start living a life that is in alignment with the life we are meant to be living in this planet. And it also creates a lot of clarity, and it really helps you when you know yourself better. It really helps you to make decisions that are just true to who you are. Like, for example, I can quickly share, I went to university and did my engineering degree because my mom, my dad, and my sisters expected me to do that. My two sisters are engineers. It was like, yes, Alba has to go and do engineering. And I did not have an option, and I don't regret it. I learned so much out of my degree and working as an engineer for many years. However, I can realize that I made that decision based on other people's expectations. And with that, if we relate that to style, I hear this a lot from my women is, I am supposed to wear this way because I'm this corporate environment. And that's when I go like, no, you need to embrace your uniqueness. You need to be you fully. You need to understand the concepts and how you create first impressions. And then you find a middle point in which you're fully you are authentically you, and you are in a way fitting. I am not one person who thinks we need to fit into the mold, and with that I can be a little bit controversial. I think I did for so many years what society and my family expected from me, until I went to a place, and I think since then I've been so much happier. Until I went into a place in which I embraced my uniqueness and who I was inside and out. And when I am not being disrespectful to anyone, but I have made my decisions for me. I have disappointed many people along the way, but I have been true to myself. So who you are, how you act, the decisions you make, and how you act and dress, I think it needs to come from that uniqueness. So that's what I mentioned, that you need to get to know yourself a little bit better. and also learning the tools in terms of image, style, and personal brand that are gonna help you create a style or a feeling about you that meets in the middle who you are fully, with probably a little bit of, okay, obviously I'm not gonna go wearing full-on flowery clothes fitted, showing, very showy, very sexy into a conference. Like, it's understanding. I still stay true to who I am. And for example, in my personal case, I have been able to keep a little bit of, I am bold in the way I dress, but I have also learned how to create a look that can be professional when it's needed. So it's meeting in the middle who you actually are in your essence and your different styles with what are the expectations of X or Y market or condition or work environment. So this is not about you being one more of them all. I truly believe there is a way in which we can fully express our uniqueness. So with that, I would love you to go to your workbook and let's start digging a little bit deeper into who are you? Who is this beautiful woman that is watching this video? And I know you will say, of course I know who you are, but I can tell you that from my personal experience and the lots of women I have worked with, we sometimes don't understand who truly we are inside and out. Like, we really need to get to know ourselves so very well before we start talking about your clothes and your personal brand and your presence. So let's start with the question number one. What do you like about you? Like, we have spent so much time focusing on the extra hair grade, the new wrinkle, however is not working for our body. And if you just joined this video late, I want to repeat this. For this week, I want your commitment that you're going to be gentle and loving towards yourself. We have spent enough time disliking part of our bodies. And this week, all the focus is going to be in the positive. So what do you like about you? What are the parts of your personality or your body that you like about you? Obviously, you're going to have time to answer these questions. I'm just going to quickly explain them in a little bit more of detail. The next one is, how do you want to be perceived? So most of us have this ideal, okay, I want to come across as this confident or social person or professional or serious, like we all have a very different way in which we want to be perceived. I want you to think for a second, how do I want to be perceived by those around me? How confident do you feel about being bold and visible? And this one is really big one. Like, I am Colombian. We in general are very flamboyant, and we have in general, I'm generalizing, obviously, big personalities. I have said and shared a lot with you all. I have had through my life big issues with my confidence and my visibility. Obviously, image-wise, it wasn't the case. I worked through that ages ago. There's still areas of my life when I feel scared of being visible. But I want you to think, how confident do you feel about bold and visible? And if the answer is not so confident, why? Are you scared of being judged? Are you scared of being criticized? Where is that fear coming from? And as I said before, the way I get very passionate about the feeling behind the look, but I also get very passionate about the results you get when you create your best version that is coming from the best version inside, and you create a beautiful representation. You're going to be noticed, you're going to be remembered, opportunities are going to come to you in personal life, in relationships, friendships, professional opportunities. So how confident do you feel about being bold and visible? And if the answer is not so much, let's dig a little bit deeper as to why. Next, does your image today match how you want to be perceived? And remember, there's lots of studies around this. I'm not going to go into details today, but our external and visual image has almost 90% of that first impression that we create on people. So I want you to ask yourself, that's the way you want to be perceived? Are you matching that with your visual image? How much of that is matching, and where are the changes that need to happen? If that perception you want to create for yourself is not created yet. And I read, there is a quote, I don't remember exactly, but it kind of said, like, you need to dress and present yourself for the life of your dreams, not for the life or the job you have today. And remember, all these questions I'm reading, if you join us late, are in your workbook, the Effortless Stylish Woman Workbook, which if you subscribe for the challenge, you would have received on your email. Make sure you work through these questions, because as I said, I can share a lot of information, but all the answers are inside of you. So I can bring some light into some aspects of your personal brand and style that need to be looked at, but you need to do the digging deep inside of your heart. So I fully recommend that you have the printout of the workbook, and if you need to go back to the video, if you have questions, please feel free to post them on this video, or refer back to or email me, and I'm here to help you work through this challenge and give you all the inspiration, all the information, all the tools to really help you get the most out of this video. So let me see what I didn't receive it when I signed up and not in my spam. Okay, so Michelle, so I definitely will email you again the workbook, so I make sure you have it. So make sure you post your comments to this video so I can make sure if you don't have the workbook, then you can get it. As I said, expressing your uniqueness through your style begins by you deciding that you're gonna fully allow you to be who you are inside and out, and begins by you fully loving and appreciating that woman that you are. I can tell you, like, I feel like sort of happy where I am myself inside and out. However, like any other woman, I look in the mirror and I can't help by focusing on the parts of me that I don't like. So my intention and my decision day to day is, no, I'm going to love who I am. I'm going to appreciate who I am. And even the experiences that I have lived that have been so painful, like having a very difficult relationship with my mom, going through divorce, moving to a country where I didn't speak the language, and not having anything and losing everything so many times in my life, has led me to the woman I am today, to run my business to the way I am today. Even going through the point in which I dislike myself so much has led me to be here today, sharing my message with all of you. So allow yourself to embrace your experiences, your illnesses, your difficulties, your extra weight, your extra wrinkle, everything. And from this place, I can assure you, you are gonna walk away from this challenge really feeling inspired to create a big change into how you're seeing yourself, and that change is going to impact your life, your success, your relationships, your professional life in a way that you won't even believe it. So please make sure you have your workbook, you work through your questions for the day today, you either post to this video or email me directly if you have any questions. If you didn't get the workbook, I am here to really take you through this week. We're gonna be here daily at this time, Monday to Friday, and Saturday I will be running the webinar when I'm going to be bringing all these elements together and really putting the extra icing on the top that is going to have you feeling effortlessly stylish. And if you have enjoyed today's video and you can think of any friends who can benefit from going through this challenge, please share it with them. I am actually here in a mission, and as I mentioned previously before, I want to create a wellness revolution. I want to bring as many women to enjoy this free information that I know is very, very powerful. This is the type of information I actually share with my clients one-on-one. And as I said, there's going to be some giveaways for whoever shows live. So as soon as I get the winners, probably each day I will email you individually and let you know why you won. And I'll share tomorrow probably all the giveaways for the week, so you know what is coming out every day. So I thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure being with you. Please send me all your questions, and I send you all my love, and I'll see you tomorrow same time. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.